Nation, what's good? This is Mystery, back with another video, and today I'm gonna reveal a clue for you guys. And the clue is that I work. Yes, surprise, ladies and gentlemen, I have a regular job, a regular 9 to 5 job. It's actually 8:30 to 5 job, but anyways, that's besides the point. And I'm not gonna tell you exactly what it is that I do. Just know that I am in the medical field. Okay, so I work with the public. Okay, but I also have a lot of coworkers, and that's what this video is going to mostly be about, is me talking a lot of junk or shiz, like I like to say, because I try not to curse. Talking a lot about my coworkers. Now, let's not take this too seriously, okay? Don't take this video too seriously. This is all in fun, okay? I'm kind of making fun of my coworkers. All right, so without any further ado, let's get into it, okay? So I've made up different categories for the different types of coworkers I'm sure we all have at our workplace, right? Especially if you work in a big office like I do. Okay, so I know I'm not the only one who gets aggravated every now and again when you see certain things going on at your job. And one of the things that I laugh about, let's just say, is the first category, which a lot of these categories can go hand in hand. Okay, so just because I'm listing them in different categories doesn't mean that certain categories don't go hand in hand, because they do. Okay, so the first category is the older coworkers who think they know everything. Have you ever had a coworker, an older coworker, who's been working at your place of work for like more than 10 years or something like that, and they're also older in age, and they want to tell you how to do everything? Like, they want to tell you how to do your job, they want to tell you how to live your life, and you know, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I have a few of those at my job, which also goes kind of hand in hand. Not every older coworker does this next thing that I'm gonna mention, this next category. All the older ones who don't like change. Okay, so I do have some older coworkers who think they know everything, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't like change. But most of the time, older coworkers don't like change. The older ones who don't like change, who, if you change one little thing, even if it's just placing one specific thing in another location, not even too far away, they just flip out. Yeah, I have that in my job. Okay, next, the bougie ones who brag about everything, do everything better, and have the best of everything. Oh Lord, I'm sure most of us have these type of people in our job. At least one person who just brags about everything in their life, wants to tell you about everything that they're doing in their life that's so much better than your life. They have everything better. When you mention that you have something, they have it better or at the next level, and they have the best of everything. You know, whenever you get something new, they want to ask you, oh, what name brand is it? And then, oh, but you know, I have this brand, or you could have gotten that on sale at this store, or something like that. But you know the type that I'm talking about, people, the bougie ones. Oh yes, I have a few of those in my job, especially working in the healthcare field. You know, you tend to see a lot of those who think, you know, who think they have the best of everything. Not that we even make the greatest money, because me and my coworkers, we all make the same amount of money, and we don't make the best money, to be honest with you. But somehow these people that I'm talking about, they have the best of everything. But anyways, okay, so the next category are the hard workers. Okay, and I put that in quotations because they're always talking about how hardworking they are, how, you know, they're always doing their job and they do the best job, and how nobody works harder than they do. But they're the ones that complain the most. So if you are okay with being a hard worker and doing your job, and you don't mind giving it your all and doing your best, which I try to keep a good work ethic. I consider myself, I don't want to say it, but I do consider myself a hard worker. But I don't go around telling everybody that. You know what I'm saying? I just do my job. And sometimes I go overboard. I go above and beyond. And sometimes I get mad at myself because, you know, I just can't help it. Especially being in the healthcare field. You know, you want to try to provide the best service that you can to people. I mean, for goodness sakes, you're providing healthcare. So, but then you have the hard workers who are always bragging about how hardworking they are, but they always complain when they have to work. So if you're so hardworking and you have such a good work ethic, like I consider myself to have a good work ethic. But I don't complain. I don't complain about doing my job because I enjoy it. These people, they're hard workers, but obviously they don't enjoy it and they complain all the time. Okay? And these people always try to get out of doing work. Like the minute the manager is not there, or the supervisor is not around, the minute that they have a chance to get away with not doing anything, they won't do anything. They'll sit around, they start talking and probably gossiping and stuff like that. So if you're such a hard worker, why are you any opportunity that you can just not doing anything? Anyways, that's that category, the hard workers. Now next comes the category of the lazy ones, the lazy co-workers, who exert more energy, try to make it look like they're working than actually working. These people, I don't understand. Like, they're so lazy that they try to make it seem like they're doing something which is totally unimportant, so that they don't do what they're supposed to be doing, which is mind-boggling to me. The next category is the ones who focus more on what others are doing than on what they're supposed to be doing. Oh yes, I got a lot of those in my job too. I'm not gonna lie. If you notice, and it's a constant thing, that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing but somebody else isn't, then that's something different. That's something that, you know, it's obvious. You can't help but to notice that. But now when you go out of your way, when you stop doing what you're doing, you go out of your way, you go out of where you're supposed to be to go check up on what others are doing. Who are you? Like, what are you doing? Are you the manager? Are you the supervisor? Like, what are you doing? Why are you focused on what? If you would focus more on what you were doing, you wouldn't care about what other people were doing. It wouldn't matter to you. But these people, they focus more on what others are doing than on what they're supposed to be doing, which is crazy too. Okay, the next category is the brown nosers. Oh yes. Oh yes. I'm sure we all have at least one of those at our workplace, right? The brown nosers, you guys know what I'm talking about. The ones who every morning goes to the manager's office and, you know, jokes around with them and and talks to them and tries to make it seem like they're actually interested in their lives, in the manager's lives. Oh, it's so funny when you see these people going up to the manager every chance that they get to try to make the manager laugh or make the manager feel like they're best friends. It's just so hilarious. And yes, I see this at my job too, and it's so funny. I just see it from far away and I just laugh like, oh my God. You know, if you actually did your job, or if you're really a hard worker, your supervisor would know. You wouldn't have to kiss up to the supervisor. I'm sure managers and supervisors know who are the actual hard workers at the workplace. It makes me laugh. Anyways, now comes the next category. Oh man, the ones who micromanage and make you feel like you're not doing your job good enough. And usually, for this category, usually it's supervisors or managers who micromanage you even though they really don't have to, because you still do your job whether they're around or not, because you have no choice but to. Okay, where I work, it's super crazy busy all the time. And I have no choice but to work and do my job. Because if I don't, the place will fall apart. I'm not even lying. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, that's how crazy it gets at my workplace. It's vital that I do my job. But then you have those who micromanage, who don't need to micromanage you. They just want to do it every now and again to make themselves feel like I don't know what, you know. And they make you feel like you're not good enough, knowing damn well that when you're out sick or when you're not there, they're stressed the hell out when you're not there, right? Like, I know when I'm out from work and then I come back the next day, it's like everyone throws confetti, you know, the balloons come out, everyone lights up, everybody is so happy to see me when I'm back at work. And that could be even after just one day that I'm out. Everyone is like, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. We missed you yesterday. And I'm sure that those who micromanage are also relieved to see hard workers come back after they're off for one day. So I don't understand why they feel the need, sorry about that guys, to micromanage. I don't understand that. I really don't understand that. I do my job whether you're around me or whether you're not. Whether you're hovering right over my shoulder or whether you're not. I still do my job. It's obvious. It's evident. But it's okay. People have their egos. They feel the need to do these things. Fine. Okay. Now here comes the next category, which is this one has to be my favorite category, because this one really, like, it used to really bother me, but now I just laugh at it, and now I just brush it off, because what can I do? There's nothing I can do. The ones who micromanage but don't get paid to do so. These are people who are control freaks. These are people who have an inferiority complex, I guess you could say. They just want to feel so important. I guess that's what it is. Or, like I said, they're just control freaks. They just need to hold on to the control and be in control of everything. I just don't get why you feel the need to micromanage and you don't get paid to do it. Why put that type of responsibility on yourself? Why do you do that? Why? You're not getting paid for it. And the people who are actually in charge don't even appreciate it. They don't even care, because you're doing their job for them, but they're getting paid to do it. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But it makes me laugh now. It makes me laugh because it really doesn't make any sense. Now, the next category. The ones who do whatever they want but don't get in trouble. This really bums me out, because I'm the type of person that if I did what some people do at my job, I would totally get caught immediately. I would be in so much trouble right away. And I think it's because I am a hard worker that people would notice if I'm not working hard, compared to those who don't work hard or do whatever they want. And so they don't get in trouble because nobody really cares if they're doing their job or not, because they very rarely do it. You know what I'm saying? It frustrates me, you know, when I'm sweating there, body in pain and doing what I'm supposed to do, and then these people are just chillaxing and just doing whatever the hell they want to do on the phone, eating snacks and stuff like that while I'm slaving away. It's okay though. It's okay. The next category, the gossipers. Oh yes. Oh yes. I know we all have these at our workplace. We always have, I'm sure, more than one of these at our workplace, the gossipers. And with that comes the ones who always talk about others but get mad when others talk about them. You reap what you sow, people. If you don't want to be judged, if you don't want people to judge you or make fun of you, then don't do it to other people, because you're giving people ammunition to do it to you. But I guess some people feel the need to talk about other people and to judge other people because maybe they're self-conscious about themselves. You know, I feel like when you're looking at someone else all the time or other people, and you're judging other people all the time, it's really because you're trying to make yourself feel good because you have a complex about something. And that's actually pretty sad. Okay, the next category, the ones who are always sick. You guys have one of those co-workers that is always sick, like every other day he or she is sick, and they're like laying there with their head down or calling out of work and actually missing out on pay because they're just sick all the time. And you wonder to yourself, why don't you just collect Social Security or disability or retire or something? My goodness. Or get yourself another job. I feel bad at the same time because, if this person is actually always sick, then that's a problem. But at the same time, I don't take it too seriously, because if you were really actually that sick and you were sick all the time, then you could qualify for disability and you wouldn't be working. Why would you be working? But those co-workers who always need to take it easy at work because they're just always sick, let me know in the comments below if you guys have one of those type of co-workers. Okay, next category, the ones who always cry broke and want to borrow money. Oh dear Lord. Oh dear Lord. I mean, I don't know if you guys experience this. I live in the hood, so a lot of us are poor. A lot of us are just barely getting by. A lot of us are just trying to manage. I'm the type of person, I never ask to borrow money. Never ask to borrow money because I don't want that type of burden on me. Oh guys, look at my kitty cat. You see my kitty? Isn't she so beautiful? So I never borrow money. I feel like that creates bad relationships with people. I feel like it's kind of embarrassing also, and I just don't want to have that type of burden on my shoulders where I know I have to pay someone back money, because you can't play with money, especially here in the hood. You cannot play with people's money. Okay, I'm the type of person that if I have the money to spare, if I have the amount of money that you need to spare, I'm just gonna give it to you. You don't worry about paying me back. You don't have to pay me back. It's consider it a gift. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want people to feel that type of burden because of me. You know what I'm saying? Lending them money. So, I don't know. I just don't like that whole borrowing money thing. But it's just crazy to me how you can be a working person and an adult, and you have a family and an apartment and everything and bills and everything to pay. You should know how much to budget out for all your stuff, you know. Me, I don't care. I'll almost starve just to make sure that my rent is paid and my bills are paid. As long as my rent is paid and my bills are paid, I'm good. I could survive off of freaking bread and tea. All right, I'll be okay. I'm not gonna die of hunger. I feel like it's kind of irresponsible too, but whatever. The next category is, again, about money. The ones who cry broke but really have money. You ever hear those people at work who they're always talking about that they're broke? Next thing you know, they have a new car. Or they're pulling out money left and right, and you're like, wait a second, I thought you were broke. Like, not that it's any of my business, I really don't care, but it's just funny to me, like, why, if I tell you that I'm broke, if I say, oh man, I need, I'm broke, I don't got money for this, or I don't have money for that, like, why do you feel the need to say that you're broke also? I'm not asking you for no money, I'm not asking for no pity or anything like that. It's just a statement that I'm making out loud. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you're amongst co-workers or whatever, and okay, I'll give you guys an example. On payday, sometimes I don't even realize when payday rolls around, to be honest with you, because I get direct deposit, and I'm not the type of person that is waiting on my check so that I can go blow it on on this or that. I just pay my bills, and whatever's left over, I don't even pay attention to. I just buy my food when I need to buy my food and stuff like that. I don't pay attention to it. Okay? I live off of the bare necessities. Okay? I try not to live beyond my means. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those people who try to look like I have money, or try to look like I'm rich or whatever, and I'm actually not. You know what I'm saying? So there's times where payday rolls around and I don't even notice. And then sometimes my coworkers will be like, oh my gosh, that's how much money you have, that you don't even realize when payday comes around, you got a lot of money. And I'll be like, no, I'm broke. Now, let's get it straight, people. I'm not completely broke, okay? I like to have a little bit of savings for a rainy day, because you never know what kind of emergencies can pop up, and that's just the fact of life. You never know what can happen all of a sudden that you'd be like, oh my God, I need money. I don't have a great amount of money, but I have a little bit of something just in case of an emergency, okay? But I'm broke. I don't have money to buy a car. I don't have money to, to go on a shopping spree. I don't have money to do my nails every week and get my hair done and stuff like that. No, I don't have money like that, like other people. If you ask me, I'm going to say that I'm broke. Okay? That doesn't mean that you have to come and join my club and tell me that you're broke too. I don't care if you got money or not. I don't care about your money. Your money is your money. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not the type of person to ask anybody to borrow money. But for some reason, people at my job feel the need to always cry broke. The next thing you know, they got a new car. That's fine. It's whatever. But I just find it so funny. Okay, now the last category. This one also makes me laugh. This one really annoys the crap out of me. I'm not gonna even lie. It annoys the shiz out of me. Okay, at times. But then again, it makes me laugh. The gluttonous co-workers. Okay? The gluttonous ones. If you don't know what gluttony means, it just means that you're greedy is what I mean to say. You're greedy, you always want food. Okay? The gluttonous ones who eat their lunch, but then they want your lunch too. Have you guys ever put your food or a snack or something like that in the fridge and then it comes up missing? That's so disrespectful, first of all. Or have you guys ever been eating your lunch and then you feel like your coworker, you feel your coworker staring at your food, and then next thing you know, they have the audacity after they done, you know, scarf down their food to ask you for some of yours. Oh boy. That just makes me laugh, because, you know, I don't believe in denying people food if they're hungry, if they're starving. But if you just done scarf down your food and had a whole meal at that, like you had a little bit of this, a little bit of that, like a 5-course meal, you know, eating with your cutlery and everything at work, how dare you ask me for some of my food or want some of my food? How dare you? First of all, I was raised to know that that is rude. To watch somebody while they're eating, and even more to ask them for some of their stuff, I was raised to believe that that's very, very rude. And I do consider that to be very, very rude, because, you know, especially after you've already eaten. How you want your food and then you want mine too? That's just ridiculous. That's too much. That is too much. Too much. Okay? I find that very, very rude. So these same co-workers, the gluttonous ones, are also the ones who never want to miss out on an event they can have free food at. Okay? So they never want to miss out on a luncheon or a party. Even if it's a party that they don't even really know no one, they still want to go just because of the free food. Even if they weren't invited, they want to invite themselves just for the free food. And not only do they want free food for themselves, but the crazy part is they want food for later. Okay, they pack some food for later. And they want food for themselves for later and for their family as well. They want to pack food for their husband, their son, their grandmother, their granddaughter. Like, come on. Like, all right, you know, let's say we have an office party and there's some food left over. All right, there's food left over, but the food isn't for you to feed the rest of your family. You know, like, that's crazy. Give other people chances to have seconds if they want to have seconds. You know, like, it's just crazy. People these days, they just don't have no type of shame. They're not embarrassed. They're not human. I would be humiliated. Like, I get embarrassed pretty quickly, and you know, there's just certain things that I wouldn't do because I'd be embarrassed. I'm afraid to be embarrassed, you know. But these people, they have no type of shame, and I just don't understand, you know. Maybe I just don't understand the culture or how they were raised, but it seems unbelievable to me, you know. But anyways, people, this video has been pretty long, okay? And although these are all things that, you know, all these categories of co-workers, they every now and again frustrate me and sometimes get on my nerves. I don't take it too seriously. You know, for the most part, I get along with everyone in my job. I try to brush those things to the side because, you know, you can't control the world. You can't, you know, fight against everyone. You know, just because you were raised a certain way doesn't mean that the whole world was raised that way, you know. So, you know, and common sense is really not that common. Otherwise, everyone in the world would be pretty much the same. So, yeah, people, I just wanted to make this video, and it's really all in fun. You know, I wanted to have a little bit of fun and be humorous at the same time. So this is why I wanted to talk about my coworkers. And I also want to know if you guys have these type of coworkers at your job. Let me know in the comments below what type of coworkers you have at your job if they're in any of these categories, or if they're in other types of categories that I didn't mention. Let me know in the comments below, okay? So once again, people, don't take it too seriously. I'm just making fun. I'm just trying to be a little funny. I sure don't take it seriously, you know. If I did, I wouldn't get along with anyone at my job, but I do. I get along with everyone. And if I had to put myself in any of those categories, I would probably put myself in the category where I always cry broke, but really I have money. But in actuality, I don't have money. You know, like I said, I don't have money to spare on lavish things. I just have a little bit of something put to the side just in case of an emergency. Besides that, I don't know what other category I would put myself in. I'm sure if any of my coworkers were ever to see this video in the future, I don't know if they will put me in any of these categories. And if they did, oh well, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I really don't care. Just to make it known, okay, I didn't mention any names. I didn't mention any names. So if anyone takes this video to the heart, if any of my coworkers ever see this in the future and they take it to heart or they feel offended, it's only because you know that it's true, that I'm talking about you, okay? And if it's true, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me, okay? Now, if it's not true, then you wouldn't care, right? You wouldn't care. You wouldn't even know that I'm talking about you if it's not true. So, just to put that out there, I didn't mention any names. All right? Okay, guys. So this video has been long enough. Please make sure to comment below and like or dislike and share with your friends. Please support me. I'm trying to do this YouTube thing, and it's not easy, but I like it. So hope you guys like it too. I'm a mystery, and so is life. But all will be clear in the fullness of time. Until next time, guys. Bye.